Oh, it's probably. Gosh, what's my favorite Christmas Carol?
Christmas Carol is.
Growing up, it was probably Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, have you ever heard Beck's Little Drum Machine Boy?
No, does it have the same tearful reverence that the original does?
No.
Oh,
does not.
I think I was in it for the
Next
tears.
question.
I think I was in it for the tears.
You like the little sad drummer boy?
Dude, Django, I've got a story for you.
Okay, but is it about how I decide when to stop this song? Because I've never really been sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's now. Oh, but you gotta. Oh God, you gotta. Fade it. You gotta fade it.
Okay. Well, so next time maybe you could say it's now, and
okay.
Fade your voice so I can fade the song.
The first I remember being like just a tiny little boy and hearing Puff the Magic Dragon and crying because of how sad it was.
Does Puff die?
It
literally says dragons live forever.
Yeah, but I think that like Jackie Paper. Jackie Paper grew up, and he abandoned Puff the Magic Dragon. So even as just a little like 3 or 4-year-old, I was like, bummer deal. And that's why you come to the Comics Place Presents a Perfectly Acceptable podcast, because two men so in touch with the fine line between beauty and sadness. Two men more in touch with that have not ever existed. That's why you come here to listen to us wax poetic about comic books. It's the Comic Place Presents Perfectly Acceptable podcast. It's about comics. Hey, Django.
Hey, buddy. I want to talk about you counting to 2, because I feel like it's one man and you're calling yourself 2 men.
I don't. Okay. Well, it is one man in that we are appendages, or even lobes, you could say, of the greater Comics Place podcast one-manedness, right?
Okay. All right.
If that's
I'll allow it.
Giant walking thing, we would each be one of the Power Rangers, inside the Megazord who's helping control it, right?
Yeah. Megazord, man.
Exactly. So they listen to the podcast to hear from anywhere from 2 to 3, sometimes 4 people talk about the comic books that came out that week. Why would they do that? Because 2 or 3 or 4 of us run a comic shop and love comic books. And, there's just so few perks to the job. But
Zoom is one of them.
The one that does exist is that we get access to all the comics and we get to read them.
Oh, yeah, that too.
That too. And this week, episode 414, the last one before Christmas break, Roman already left for Christmas break. He is in Tunisia. Tunisia.
Is it warm there right now?
Tunisia. I don't know. I heard it's where that Corona commercial where it's like got the palm trees in the dark and then like one lights up with Christmas lights.
Yeah.
I heard that it's where that was filmed.
Okay. That's pretty cool. All things considered.
All things considered, it looks kind of warm to me if you got palm trees in there. Christmas time is upon us, and when Christmas time is upon us, Django and I like to talk more seriously. Yes. Right, Django?
I only do seriousness this time of year.
I am thankful so far that we've only had 1 week of comics where all of them didn't arrive at the exact same time they were supposed to. Yeah. But that week happened while I was in Japan. So as far as I know, it didn't happen.
And that week wasn't that it was not bad. We've had much worse weeks with that problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Pretty easy stuff.
Okay. So what are you so grateful for?
Oh gosh, I'm grateful for electricity. I'm grateful for fire.
That's
grateful for the invention of the house and brick and mortar.
That's
grateful
good
for
stuff
cars.
Too.
Just like the technology that makes us comfortable is what I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
Above all else.
You know what else though?
What's
blankets?
That? Blankets too. Yeah, dude. Blankets.
Don't you love a blanket?
Hoodies.
Blankets?
Yeah,
hoodies. Don't get me started on hoodies. Hey, Django, I know that everybody's here because they want to talk about comics, but I want to talk about your favorite clothing item. What's your favorite piece of clothing to pick out and have to wear, to
I
be
guess
one with, to be on you?
just my favorite piece of clothing to be on me, regardless of situation.
Yeah. Like what,
Shirt.
shirt is your favorite thing to like go find a new one?
Yeah, I think so. If I had to only have one piece of clothing, it
You
would
would
be
look good
shirt.
in just a shirt.
Yeah,
You
because
would
you
look,
could Donald Duck it,
oh
right?
yeah,
Like you get a long shirt, you can Donald Duck it. If you get hot, you just flip it up and put it over your belly.
Yep. You just
Roll the sleeves up and keep your cigarettes in the sleeves. Like,
yeah. Oh my gosh, you
yeah,
look so cool with half a pack of Marlboros tied up in your sleeves, dude. I love when you do that. Oh man, half a pack of Marbs. Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Well, cheers.
shoes and
Oh,
sweatshirts.
that's two.
Yeah, you're right. I'm really ice skating around the question here.
Shoes is
Um,
good though, because it's a bummer to walk around without shoes.
yeah, yeah, and they're so fun, but they're expensive, and sweatshirts are also really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So usually at this point of the podcast, we jump on and hear from our good friend Will Elmer, who has usually supplied us with some support. Okay, and right now I'm going to throw that Donald Duck mother quacker out under the wheel and hope he gets us some answers soon. But in the meantime, Django, how's Christmas going?
Christmas is pretty good.
Hey,
It's
what'd you do last night? What'd you do last night?
I went to Will Elmer's house
Will
and
Elmer, the guy that contributes
yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes.
Bill.
And Bill and Elmer, and made sure that he was we wore him out, made sure that he didn't have the bandwidth to send us a message today.
We went to Will Elmer's Christmas party last night and played Rock Band and got white elephants. Every
Mhm.
single one of us bought a white elephant.
Yep.
It was like a sequel event to that one time that I bought a zoo.
Yeah.
Dude, I hope that we get more bots in here.
Yeah. It'd
Is
be
that a
nice.
thing? Okay.
It'd be nice.
All right. Well, listen, while we wait for Will to get to us, Django, I think we got to try to get through this final bit of the year. I think that in a world where we had more foresight, last week we would have mentioned that we're going on Christmas break, and that was my vote for this week. I was like, you know what, they'll understand. But Django, a man of great reason and responsibility, was like, listen, we owe it to the fans. We owe it to the fans to at least pop up and tell them that we're going to be going on a break. So I was like, okay, cool.
There's fives of them.
We'll talk about some comics, and then Will says, I'll be a few minutes late, but I'll get you something soon. Thanks, bud.
Perfect. We'll squeeze it in.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get you in somewhere, Will. But in the meantime, Django, let's talk about a comic book or two. What do you think? There's kind of a thing that happened this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think that since we have managed to whittle down our viewers
Right.
drastically
And
since
are
the
they
beginning of
viewers?
this, they're viewers now.
We'll table it for now. Yeah.
Well, they're tablers.
Yep.
I think now is the time that we talk about the big speculator book of the week, the big exciting book of the week, right?
Oh, there's two of those, right?
I'm talking about Batman.
Well, we're talking
Absolute
about
Batman. Number 15.
Yeah, there was two books that we were getting calls left and right about.
Really? What was the other one?
Ordained.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
people wanted their Ordained.
I like them both.
Well, this one was spookier, Django. Kick it off.
Absolute Batman, number 15, the first appearance of the Absolute Joker. This is written by Scott Snyder, drawn by Jock, and it is just straight up a bonkers iteration of the Joker in, I think, the best way. I don't always love it when we get sort of a history of DC, like Gotham City, like, oh, it's been cursed since the beginning of time or whatever, and it's always had a problem with bats and laughers and whatever.
They do call them the laughers.
But I did like this one. Generally, I'm not a big fan of the Joker having a definitive origin or history, but I think this one really did something cool with it, and looking forward to more.
Yeah, I think that because it's its own separate universe. The idea of getting a definitive or not definitive origin for the Joker maybe feels more acceptable to me.
Mhm.
Also, because it's its own separate universe, being able to do that like long lineage family thing in Gotham that they do here, because
Yeah.
it doesn't feel as much like they're trying to paste it on to the already existing historical scaffolding of these
Mhm.
stories. It actually feels like it's organically a part of it because it's not, a retcon. I really liked the mechanic in here of how they did that. So, first appearance of Ultimate Absolute Joker, which is that true? I don't know. I had forgotten that he showed up in earlier issues as like his jaw or something, and Django
His
reminded me of
his
that.
whole face was in the very first
Yeah.
issue, I think.
Yeah. It's certainly the first two or something. Yeah. It was like a
Yeah.
early thing. Yeah.
But I don't think that we've seen
His
the
torso.
Joker's face yet,
Right.
right?
Right. Certainly
So we
not his
saw the man
eyes.
who never smiles, but we did see, um, yeah, and everything about this, just like the history of the Joker being like a long line of people from Gotham City who are actually probably all the same guy
Yeah,
who.
well, I love the way that they decided to do that, right? So like it is so Jock and Scott Snyder have worked a lot together and over a
Mhm.
very long period of time. So I think that like they can do kind of seamless, subtle stuff in a way that is easy. And
Yeah.
within this, they introduce this double page motif of the layout being this large double page spread, kind of showing several different sequences of a person's life over time. And it's telling about kind of the original forefather of perhaps the Joker family lineage. And we go a couple pages after that, and we're learning some more stuff. But then they're like, or at least that's what we thought. And then they drop the same like page layout, double page spread, but things are slightly different and information has changed.
Mhm.
And you're getting something different out of it. And there's like a more menace to it. And then I can't remember if they do it even a third time, but it's just a nice way. It gave you like a familiarity with the story that they're telling of like the people in these moments of Gotham's history, so that when you went back to it, you're sort of like, oh, I remember this spot and this place, and all right, that's where
Yeah.
that movie was. And just like an interesting, well done mechanic, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't love the giant Joker that breaks out of the dude's body and does all that. Like, yeah, I don't know about that, but at this point, I'll trust these guys to do something big and bombastic and stupid.
So yeah, like so we've got some like, oh yeah, I know. Isn't it awesome to have a chance to look into the Joker and Batman, two characters who, as of yet, kind of under the radar.
We
Um,
have not scraped the bottom of this Batman Joker barrel. I think we got another 85, 90 years
you think
before
so?
they really fall off a cliff,
I
probably.
hope so.
Yeah.
I certainly hope so. I like the kind of like Trumpy Epstein thing that they're doing here. This guy's super, super rich and he has these islands, and by all counts, he seems like a totally good dude, except for he's going to these islands for unknown periods of time for unknown reasons. And it's
Probably killing his enemies.
and it sounds like he's maybe been like capturing people who've wronged him and starving them to death, but keeping them alive on these islands so that he can then chase them down and kill them while he's a giant lizard, using baby stem cells to turn him into a big man, like a big lizard man.
Also, he's got an Alfred and he's got a cave
Oh, I liked that at the
and he
end.
flips the clock to get into his cave. Like,
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
liked that.
Nice reversal, bro.
The twist is that the Joker is basically living the Bruce Wayne life of the main DCU. You
Yeah.
know what? A lot of fanfare about this thing beforehand, right? A lot of excitement. Like, what
Mhm.
a cover. It's gorgeous. I think, yeah, I don't know. We did the whole Bane thing, and
That was the big guy.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
the big sweaty muscle man. We did that whole thing, and that was kind of awesome because everyone's like too big in this
Mhm.
series so far. But getting to the Joker thing, like maybe something different than just getting real big would
Yeah.
be good.
I wouldn't
I
I
don't
wouldn't
I do like the way it looks. But yeah.
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 Yeah. Arsenic Lullaby says, I'm a fan of villains having a whole island, preferably with a skull mountain. Not sarcasm.
Yeah. I mean, the Phantom had that stone cave,
That's
that
true.
he lived in. God, I love the Phantom.
Not a villain. Hashtag not a
Hashtag not a
villain.
villain. Yeah. Oh
Good one,
gosh.
bud.
We should hang out. We should hang out together. What do you give this comic?
Oh, I forgot that we do that. I would give this comic gosh. I think I'd give it an 8.5. I'm kind of a precious little whiner when it comes to the Joker, right? I like my Joker just
Yeah.
so. I like my Joker just a certain amount undefined. And this is intriguing, but it rubbed me a little bit wrong. So yeah, 8.5.
Yeah. Like a hand job with sandpaper,
Whoa. How far are we in? How far? Okay, 16 minutes. I think we're good.
Yeah, we're just past the intro.
We're
So I have a score for it as well, and I think it's at least a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9.
nice.
I'm gonna give it a
I
9.
think that's a fair score if you're not.
I like the uniqueness of Jock's art. I always have. The first couple years of seeing it, I was a bit more excited about it. Now it's waned a little bit, but Bruce Wayne.
Bruce.
But yeah, I like what they're swinging for here. I think doing a full issue origin like this was a good call. I think Jock's art is very unique, and it would have been very easy for him to kind of disrupt the character designs that they've established so far. So to have Bruce and Alfred in it so minimally, while it's this very distinct artist, I think was a very good move on their part. Yeah, 9.
Nice.
9 for me.
Good choice.
Yeah, thanks,
good
bud.
choice. That's a 9.17 average.
Dude.
Because Felix gave it a 10.0.
Nice. I love Feastro. Hey, that person that the Joker's hunting down on the island, looked a lot like our time displaced man from Ascreeve.
Oh, assorted crisis events. Is that a segue, or is that just?
I think so. I think it's a segue. But do you know what I mean? That guy had the big long beard, and he looked like our through line character of Ascreeve, which to me in this one made its reverence for Ice Cream Man more surface levelly known. I feel
okay.
Just like there's some ice cream trucks in here. There's a
Gelato
scene,
Man. Yeah.
There's a scene where he's walking, and on the side of the road is our time displaced traveler, and then the other is a milkman.
Oh, a milkman who looks like an ice cream man.
Yeah, who looks like our ice cream man. Just there's just some bits in here that feel like he's just being like, hey, I also like that other thing. Don't think I'm chomping the flavor. I'm just inspired by it.
Yeah, this one was interesting. So this whole series has been I guess kind of high concept ideas showing us various ways that a comic book crisis event could affect normal people. Right. And they usually will step you right through it. And they're like, oh, this is our family from another universe, and they want to live here. And it's, or, this is all the universes collapsing, and so we have different people from different universes hanging out, and here's dinosaurs time displaced. This one is just a dude who keeps on encountering a dead body version of himself. So out of the blue, he'll wake up in the morning and there's his own dead body next to him. He's got to dispose of it. He'll get in his car and there's a dead body of himself sitting next to him. He'll go to the ice cream shop, the gelato shop, and there's his dead body in the gelato case. And it just becomes more and more unmanageable because it's hard to dispose of that many dead bodies, even if you're not killing them and you're just ending up with all these dead bodies. So it and we never really got the why of it, right? It's just it's just the thing that's happening.
Yeah, Kisden mentions very Twilight Zone. I totally agree. And yeah, Django, I feel like up until this point with this series, which has been one of my favorite series of the last year, each issue has kind of been almost like a morality tale in some way.
Yeah.
There's a problem and the solution is sort of a statement on kind of how society is modeled right now and maybe a problematic aspect of it. And in this one, there wasn't necessarily like a moral sense of getting to the other side or a resolution or why of it. It was just
I
that he
yeah.
found an effective way to be discarding all of this. So maybe it's got something to do with like garbage, or maybe it's got something to do with waste disposal, or
It felt like a allegory for suicide to me.
did it?
Yeah, because he's always calling the crisis line
Uh-huh.
and trying to get through. And I think in real life, that's like a suicide hotline.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and he's just feeling so alone and downtrodden throughout. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
it and the ending felt to me like he was just finally covered in too much bummer to get out of it, because he's just literally being covered in his own dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like you said, it didn't tell us why. It didn't really draw a straight line like most of them have.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be sort of like, anxiety or depression metaphor, right? Like you're
Mhm.
trying to fight it and that's exhausting, but at some level he kind of makes peace with the fact that it's there and it exists with him, and it seems
Yep.
like that could be his resolution. So maybe that could be something there, or like, there was something about maybe like the discompassion that like people had for him, like
Mhm.
everybody was kind of abandoning him because of
Right.
this thing that he couldn't help that was happening to him,
Yeah.
which is kind of yeah. So all of that to say, Eric Zwodzki's art has been fantastic on this, and I think it was really great in this one.
Yeah, even better in
Yeah,
this one somehow.
just like the amount of detail with drawing all these alternate versions of this person on a page, all mutilated and gross, is crazy. He's getting better even across just these 7 issues. I'm so glad it's allowed to continue, and it is continuing. I hope they keep doing it. This would be in the bottom half of the series so far for me, which is still a pretty high scoring issue. I will give Ascrive number 7
Go on.
an 8.5.
8.5. I don't know that there is a bottom half of this series for me.
Yeah,
I've
well,
I've
technically there has to be,
No, because they
Django.
could all be tied.
That's true.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
I like it.
This everything about this series just he gets me. Both
Uh,
of these guys get me.
you know who gets you?
Who gets me?
Will Elmer gets you.
Will.
Hello and happy episode number 414, my friends. The holiday season continues. We're getting gift shopping done. We're trying to cross presents off the list. Everyone's got their dream gift. What's your guys' dream gift? You guys are my dream gift, by the way.
Oh,
Your presents is my
Gross.
present.
I love it.
But let us know. What's your dream gift? And not because, we're going to get it for you, but because we just love to know, because we like to get to know you.
Yeah.
Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
You know what? This Christmas, turnips love you guys. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. I've got one obvious one, but I'm trying to think of some other things.
Something other than original art from Frank Quitely.
That's the obvious one,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the obvious one. Because it's the only thing that like is totally like scarce and
Right.
not something that I can just order for myself, which like when I really want something, that's generally what I'll do.
Something just a little out of your grasp.
Like a guitar or something, like that'd be the other
Yeah.
thing, is like guitars and basses, but I've been pretty spoiled for those. Um a house? Don't you just give people houses? Isn't that what you do?
Will Elmer, realtor.
Giver of houses.
I think I think I'm probably pretty hard to buy presents for unless you know me and my possessions pretty well. Right?
The
Like Jeff,
various
you're
spirits that have possessed Django at
yeah.
various times.
No, like you're pretty good at buying me presents because you know what I have, and
There's
you're
that.
pretty good at detecting what I want and am not willing to acquire for myself.
Sure.
Right. I think probably one of my favorite gifts that was a pretty big surprise was when Erica got me the Baron ship,
Yes.
like made me a Baron in Sealand officially.
Yeah.
Baron Boren. I don't really crave many physical things for myself. And I think it's because we have collected all of the physical things in the store.
Yeah.
And that scratched that itch bloody.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. The comic related things are tough because you do get to a spot where you're like, well, this is so fucking entitled sounding, but you know, like you gotta like you can't if you leave that door open for collecting things, it would fill up your house way too fast because cool things are coming in front of you all the time. So
See my
you
Legos.
know, like every good drug dealer, you can't get high on your own supply.
Dang.
Right? You gotta have those boundaries.
And that's why we bring these comics that we review back to the store. We should sign them. These should be pedigreed copies that were discussed on the podcast every week.
Do you guys have any that don't have scribbles on them?
Nope, that's all of the Absolute Batmans we got. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. We read all those Absolute Batman #1s. Those are just the scribble copies now. I don't care if you want to resell it. Will, thank you for your timely submission to the Comics Place Presents podcast about comics. It's hard
comics.
Sleeping off what we all did last night, and I appreciate you waking up to do that for me and this podcast. Listenership, viewers, I don't know. We'll table it for now.
Peeps.
But you peeps, exactly. You know, the marshmallow birds of Facebook. The marshmallow birds of Facebook. Please feel free to contribute to this podcast by sending in emails. You know, I hope there hasn't been any that I haven't seen here, because maybe that's a thing. Hi there, Comics Place Presents Perfectly Acceptable Podcast, formerly Perfectly Acceptable Podcast, ? I just checked out Comics Place Presents, and wow, with that many episodes, your podcast should be impossible to miss. Here's the truth. YouTube has nothing to connect with viewers, so most of your content is wasting away. The fix is ridiculously simple and could unlock thousands of viewers. Think that's worth a quick conversation? Your next 1,000 viewers are ready to find you.
I think until people send us an email, Jeff's going to read one spam message every week addressed to the Comics Place Presents.
Exactly. So get your weekly, quarterly submissions in. You've got time, because we're going to be gone for a little bit. Now, listen, we're just going to the store to buy cigarettes. All right. Django and I are just going to the store to buy cigarettes. So you hang out with your mom. She's going to take good care of you. We'll be right back for more podcasting and episode 415. We just have to go get Django another half pack of Marbs.
For my sleeves.
For his sleeves. So that's one full pack of Marbs.
You're the man of the house while I'm gone. Take care of your mother.
Yes.
Is like one of the most horrifying things I think you could tell a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you get in a car wreck and that's what they got to do.
Yeah. Dad always brings Siggy's home. That's true. And Django got ordained for baronship.
Baronship ordination.
Exactly. Which sounds positively medical. Ordained. Bad idea. You remember Bad Idea, you guys?
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody at line at 5:00 this morning to get a golden button for this one.
No, but listen, I got some golden buttons.
Yeah, we do. It's a good thing we capitalized on that.
Robert Venditti, Trevor Hairsine, and Dave Stewart.
Is Robert Venditti the guy that you are on an early stages of a bromance with?
No.
Okay. Who is that?
My guy from Pittsburgh who introduced me to the Viagra Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my best friend, Jeff.
Who is that?
That is Josh Dysart.
Josh Dysart. There we go.
Did
you just whip your phone out and look it up?
I went completely blank. I really like that guy. We text back and forth, and for some reason, he occupies the same space in my head as Marshall Dillon, who's another guy that I broed out with at the same thing, who's like the same height and blonde.
Yeah.
And every time
really cool.
I want to talk about Josh, all I can think is Marshall Dillon. And so I'm sorry, Josh. At least
sorry,
we'll always
Marshall
have
Gibbons.
the Viagra boys. And sorry, Marshall Gibbons. Yeah. So Robert Venditti, not Josh Dysart. Josh Dysart.
Similar corner of the
guys.
comic universe.
Both bad idea guys. This is the newest in, I don't know, phase 3, phase 4, phase 15 of Bad Idea. I kind of fell off from reading a lot of their stuff. And this is a publisher that constantly frustrates me on purpose, like not me specifically, but just kind of, pranks and gags and shenanigans to sell books. And the worst part for me is that every time I read them, I'm like, this is a good dang comic. And this is super fun. So it's a priest who goes to take the confession of a dying mobster, and the mobster gives him his confession, admits all this stuff, and the priest goes back to his church, and the mobster wakes up in the morning and feels pretty good and doesn't have to die that night. And so he sends his best guys after the priest, and the priest is clearly really good with guns and does some John Wick stuff.
He's like a fisting pro.
He's good with his fists. Yes. Yeah. Punchy fisty. Yeah. The art's awesome. The colors are rich. The paper is garbage.
Okay. The art is awesome. The colors are Dave, not Rich. You're thinking about the guy that we bought comics from today.
Dave Stewart.
And the paper stock is newspaper stock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you think it's garbage?
No, that's harsh. I just don't think that it serves this art and these colors super well.
I really enjoyed the paper stock.
I like the way.
I really enjoyed the paper stock.
Sorry if my voice sounds funny. I'm smelling my comic right now.
Ordained. This is maybe the best Bad Idea comic I've read in a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was like 2 years ago they were doing their thing. So certainly the best one since like Whaleville. Yeah. It's cool to see Trevor Hairsine's art again. It's been a minute since we've seen him when he was getting deceased all over us, and that was cool. And he always would occasionally have some janky faces, and I'm glad that he's kept that up, but not as much on this, but sometimes still a janky face. The paper stock and the coloring by Dave Stewart does give it an interesting, almost Jim Lee Batman Hush feel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just like the colors, it feels a little bit like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels kind of 90s detective-y. Trevor Hairsine's art is, different and kind of more little Jim Lee-y here.
It's like Jim Lee meets Tom Mandrake almost.
The Mandrake.
Yeah.
I don't think he got it.
Arsenic Lullaby says paper stock makes a big difference to the art inside, and gloss stock is a blight in the industry, in his opinion.
Yeah, I really like newspaper print. I think it can probably sharpen things an amount, but I really like how this feels and how it makes me feel about the thing while I'm reading it.
I would love to talk to Dave Stewart about his different approach for different types of paper, right? Because there's an amount of bleed and saturation that happens in this kind of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see if he, how does he tweak things? Does he color specifically for this?
Yeah.
Or does he color like you would color anything and then run some filters or rules or, desaturating so that when the ink bleeds, it resaturates? What's the approach there?
And I'm curious what the financial difference to the publisher is to print on paper stock like this versus the glossier shit that DC does.
Word on the street that I heard is that newsprint's not necessarily cheaper.
Okay.
I think the big difference probably would come in on weight in shipping. Right. So if you lift up 25 copies of this, it weighs 0 pounds.
Yeah,
And if you lift up 25 copies of an image book, it weighs a shit ton. So
that's smart. You're smart. Way to go. That's smart. Yeah, I like the way that it looks. It's also, they've got a preview for another book in here where the art is kind of crazy. And it is also on this paper stock, and I think that looks pretty awesome. So
I think if that one's on this same paper stock, I think it's going to suffer.
Yeah,
that
I can
one
see that because
like
it looks
it's not made
muddier.
for this. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It looks a bit muddier. Yeah. The only like remaining thought is like this book, you know, was greenlit for a TV or a movie like before we ordered it for final order cutoff.
Yeah.
And you know, Django, do you have any opinion about comic books that seem or feel like they're being created directly to get a movie or TV made of them?
I mean, if it's good, fine. If it's bad, then don't do it like that. And I think this feels like a good comic to me. It doesn't feel like just a pitch for a movie. It feels like they made a cool comic that somebody saw before it was done and said, yeah, we'll make a movie of that.
Yeah, I think I agree. I don't think that I am bothered by it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really transparent and gross and not a great comic.
But I think this is a fun, rollicking romp. Like it's fun. You get some religious stuff in there. I'm excited to learn who this guy is and why he's so battle hardened as a priest, and just the interesting aspect of it was almost like episodes of The Wire or something. Like, you know, the separation of a priest's obligation to tell the law things that they've heard criminals say in confession. Like, that's interesting moral stuff. I give this comic, Ordained #1, an 8.5, but I'm going to give it a 9 because of the paper quality, Django. I'm going up a half.
Nice.
I'm going to say it gets a 9 from me.
Nice. I'm going to give it an 8.5 and not give it any adjustment for the paper quality.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair of you.
Everything I do is fair.
I love that about you. Django, paint me like one of your French girls.
Well, hang on. Arsenic Lullaby says, wasn't the Punisher a priest in the early canon?
Or like Daredevil was always priesty, hanging out with priests.
Hanging out with priests? That's weird.
I don't know much about the Punisher.
The Punisher was, I feel like I've seen him in a priest outfit, but probably just
he was just using it to kill people. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we've all been there. We've all done that.
Jeff, can you talk about a comic I didn't read?
Yeah. Do you want to hear about Soot-Stained Hearts?
I do want to hear about Mad Cave.
Hearts. We were running low on this one, so I brought mine back. So I don't have it with me, but I do want to share with everybody the caption on the cover. Our Soot-Stained Heart #1, the first chapter of a steampunk Santa story by Mr. John Hagg and Mr. Stepan Morian, in which the unlikely messenger reaches the end of the world. And the cover,
Jeffy all over it,
has a real badass lady on it with a unique art styles to it. I really wish that I had a copy in front of me so that I could remember better the art style, because it was very unique and very cool and inconsistent at times. But when it was good, it had like the feel of like P. Craig Russell, of like kind of cities with very fine lines and just like the right amount of obscured detail as to imply like city structure without wasting time.
The cover's super cool. Is she pregnant?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. It's a double-sized issue. It was a 40-pager. The art was fantastic. It was a little bit steampunky, but not super steampunky. Yeah, dang, I wish I had a copy in front of me so I could tell you more about it. It was pretty long, and the middle of it lagged a little bit. There's a lot of world building going on and a relatively interesting world, you know, like a forging of something. I was hoping that you had read it because it was a Mad Cave book, so I was gonna kind of re-soak my remembrance off of you. So I'm being a really bad comics journalist right here.
I read a lot of the Mad Cave stuff just because, as we say, like almost every week, holy cow, that was Mad Cave. It was awesome.
Well, right, and this
but I
one
didn't
was
read this
lettered
one.
by my guy Hassan Etzmane El How. So
Did he do the thing you love so much with the lowercase letters?
That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's
Well, so what would you give it? And side question, should I add half a point because you don't have it in front of you?
Yeah, I think you should give it an extra half point because I'm not doing my due diligence. I remember starting it thinking it was pretty awesome and then losing that enthusiasm throughout it, but by the end thinking it was pretty cool again. She goes on sort of like an Odyssey type thing.
Nice.
The art is really the interesting part about it, and yeah, like I said, it fluctuated drastically, but when it was high, it was very high. Yeah, I give it a 7.5.
Nice. I'm going to put it in an 8 here.
I think that's fair.
You gave it an 8.
I think that's fair.
I read a book you didn't read.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Was it soot stained?
It was not soot stained. It was Gunsmoky. It was the Terminator Metal #3. Declan Shalvey and Roy McConneville are the writers, and then Colin Cracker is the artist. This is so when we talked about this before, we talked about how it seemed like issues 1 and 2 were set in the future, right? And the previous series was set in the past. Or the present-ish, before the Rise of the Machines and after the Rise of the Machines. This one, though, through my whole theory that we were just going to see a bunch of post Rise of the Machines stories out the window, this is set in the Wild West with trains
wild
and stuff.
West.
Yeah, West, wild.
Wild West,
and it's
wild.
Declan does this thing where he tells you a whole story and then he rewinds a long ways and tells you what happened before the story. And that's like, it's like the anti-cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger for the thing that you just read. And I really like it. Like, this Terminator comes out of a cave in the Wild West and he's like been kind of hibernating because he arrived too early, and then he goes and he kills a bunch of people and survives a bunch of shotgun blasts, but the whole time he's trying to get to the dam in order to power up because he's running out of juice. And so he's got to keep rearranging his priorities. His first priority is to find somebody and kill him, and then it's like, oh wait, no, I need to get some power or I'm not going to be able to accomplish my mission. And it's like, oh, some people saw me. Now my priority is to kill them and dispose of myself if I can't make it to the power source. So I guess I identified with the Terminator quite a bit in this because I'm constantly doing triage on whatever's in front of me versus what I need to get done by the end of the day. And I like that part quite a bit. And then after the story, after he has either accomplished or failed a series of missions, but sort of rewritten his paradigm to feel okay about each one, we get a flashback to him arriving way too early and going into hibernation, which loops us back to the beginning of the story. Just a cool short little comic. They're always good. He's just writing comics, man.
You mentioned that, and it kind of reminded me of Vince Gilligan's writing style. Well, like, you would start a Breaking Bad episode, and you'd be like seeing a long scene of something that you don't really understand.
Yeah,
like a teddy bear floating in a pool, or like the flight attendant saying or the flight director saying all the wrong stuff, and then the episode is about getting to that crazy moment that you saw at the beginning. And I love it.
I really like it. Yeah, it's an interesting way to tell a story, and it's like a meaningless spoiler that you're building towards the whole time. And so often with Vince Gilligan, it's almost like a total non sequitur until you get 90% of the way through the story.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 9.5. Just I don't know, man. I feel like there's no way these Terminator books can be that good, but they're always entertaining. Always like solid craft.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 9.5.
Django, before we get out of here, we have to talk about the state of what's happening at DC with this big fight.
Oh, the big fight.
The big fight.
The big fight.
Now, listen, dear listeners. You'll notice the bottom of this issue number 1, Wonder Woman versus Lobo, it says round 3.
Yes, you will.
Last week, a topic of discussion was Superman versus Captain Atom being round 1, having taken place after what seemed like 2 rounds of the DCKO fight event had already happened. Well, now, after this second event, where, right, we all remember there was the first fight, and then there was the second half where there was a whole bunch of people looking for items, and whoever didn't have items when the time was over had to go back to their home. So half the people were eliminated. Okay, Ryan, that was the second round. First round, Batman died. Now, in this interim between round 2 and 3, we're having all these issues of people fighting that are each titled round 1. Round 2 was Aquaman versus Hawkman. Is that right?
Yep, the 2-man.
And then round 3 is Wonder Woman versus Lobo. So I have to choose to believe that this round shit is baloney.
Okay. How would you name this?
I think that these one-shots are just like total cash grabs. Let's have people fighting because there's a big fight going on, but these don't fit into the actual tournament fighting that's going on there. So it's almost like totally nonsensical, just like everyone's fighting. Let's just do these fight issues. And it doesn't seem to be serving the larger story of the DCKO. And it made me think about like, okay, so like Marvel Civil War, this is sort of like DC doing that because, what sells? Heroes fighting heroes, right? Not villains. But then all of those things at least existed for a purpose for the most part.
I think the next KO is going to start without Lobo because he loses the battles here.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the way to think about it is between each issue, we've got a day's worth of fighting. And they're doing round 1, round 2, round 3, like I don't know. It's not a boxing event, but it's we spoiled it for Arsenic Lullaby. Who did you think was going to win? I don't like the way they're naming it, but these feel less like a cash grab and more like a core part of the story.
I hope so.
And then also at the end of each one of these rounds, we're getting a little more of the Booster Gold as Darkseid situation.
To me, that feels like the only part of it, like connecting it to the actual substance of the story.
I guess we'll find out when the next issue comes out, and if the winners and losers are consistent, which I suspect that they are going to be, because I
would hope
KO,
so,
like a big old KO.
Yeah, but they also said that the next round is tag teams, which seems like they're going to need a lot of people. And I need to look at the brackets and see who's left on the brackets.
Maybe they get to bring people in. Okay.
In which case, what's the point of these?
Because Lobo lost and he's not in there anymore. And now Wonder Woman gets to say, I'm going to do a tag team with
Lobo,
someone of my choosing.
Okay.
That's how I don't know.
Sure. I like that. Okay. I'm into that.
Okay. So Jason Howard did a big chunk of this.
Yeah. His art was fun in this.
It was. It felt like there were big chunks of this that felt like Keith Giffen sort of old school. Lobo loses in this, by the way.
Spoilers.
Oh, right. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alerts.
I liked the art. I'm not going to tell you which Lobo turns into for one of the fights, because that would be the true spoiler.
They did some funny things that made me laugh out loud, or like maybe kind of chortle. I think I out loud chortled. But I will say, there are Lobo stories where I enjoy reading Lobo, but this was just like a magic 8-ball of like his 6 different expressions for every bubble of dialogue. It was like, all right, and it's going to be Beatles giz. All right. Oh, and
fast itch.
fragging, main man, dragon. Like, oh, it was just like I was skipping Lobo dialogue balloons by the end. And it's written by Joelle Jones, which is interesting. I dig that. And I do think that, it's smart to have a lady writing Lobo because that's a character that has a lot of baggage from a bad part of comics. Like the Jason Howard art. I don't think I liked the story very much.
I thought it was just super fun. It's lightweight Lobo. I have a soft spot for Lobo. Somebody said, like, do you think that they chose Wonder Woman creators for Lobo or Lobo creators for Wonder Woman in this?
I don't know. Joelle Jones wrote Catwoman for a long time. What else has she written?
I don't know. I would read a Wonder Woman book that she writes and draws, though.
I would too, especially if she drew it, because her art's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, 7.5.
I give it 6.5.
6.5
really pissed me off.
We got a high floor here at Comics Place International.
It does. CPHQ. Ooh.
Oh, let's not do that one.
Yeah.
They don't care when that is for monetizing.
Yeah. I'm with you. Hey, penultimate issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. That's the only. Oh, good. I wrote on my notes, everybody. Penultimate Spider-Man, number 23. You get it? Because 24 is the final issue.
Penultimate Spider-Man. That's
so
good.
The penultimate Spider-Man. Second to last issue is what penultimate means. This book, I guess all I want to know is, Django, did you read this?
Yes.
Did it have the same cover as Wonder Woman Lobo?
No.
Okay. And how do you feel about what's going on with the Ultimate Universe right now? Do you have any meta thoughts about it? Can you, as a comic book retailer, tell me your thoughts on what's going on with Marvel and the Ultimate Universe and the ambiguity of what's going on with them?
Oh man, that's a large question. As a fan, I enjoy what they're doing. Mm-hmm. As a fan, I think I would be mad that they say they're ending the Ultimate Universe. Mm-hmm. As a retailer, I don't believe for a second that Marvel is dumb enough to actually end the Ultimate Universe in a meaningful way. And if I had to guess, we're going to see something sprout out of the end of the Ultimate Universe, right?
It's going to sprout out the end.
Yes.
Jeff. Like a plant.
Exactly like a plant. It's going to sprout out the end.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my take on it. Like, you could end it, but this is your money printing machine right now.
Yeah.
This is if we were going to name this era of comics, it would either be the Ultimate era or the Absolute era, right? Like this year and probably next year and the year after are all going to be sort of defined by this and Absolute and what comes next. It's going to be like a point in time, like the New 52 or the All New, All Different. And I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't know that Hickman's going to be involved, but
where it goes. I think as a retailer, I'm a little annoyed that they're feels like they're lying to me. But as a fan, I do think it's going to continue in some incarnation, and I think they'll find a way to stick a sprout out the end and be able to turn it into something that's cool. So I like that it's leaving room for me to be surprised for whatever that is, because I don't know what's happening next. And because of the solicitation cycle of comics, which have kind of governed things for so long, especially like the 3 months in advance initial order cycle, generally we kind of know what's happening before the thing ends.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely doing more with FOCs and less than initial orders. We know a little bit less about things far out in advance because they don't need us to know as soon, it feels like. So yeah, I like that. It allows me to have a little bit of fun with that. But yeah, I agree. I'm sort of just like, what why are you telling everybody it's ending? Like, is it you're going to change the name or something? But I hope that they, aren't just saying that until tomorrow and they announce what the next Ultimate Universe is. I hope that it's for a reason. we don't know, and it's going to be a cool reveal in the comics, because that's always special when that happens.
This issue is the first time that I've felt like Hickman feels overly constrained by each issue happens in a month.
Yeah.
Right. So like we've had a couple of issues that happen at the very end of the month and then pick up on the first of the month.
Yeah.
After that. And that I like that trick because I could see like this is a rule set that he made for himself. And then he realized, oh, I got to figure this out. And he's playing with it. And this one, the first caption is 1 hour later. So this is a direct continuation of the previous issue. But then we have a clear cliffhanger that can't pick up for 30 days.
Yeah. I guess I felt like, it's the end of the series, and that sort of 1 month between moments is kind of less important now. Like the climax of a series seems like a series of things right next to each other. My expectation for the month between things kind of dropped for me, especially after seeing that 1 hour later. I just assumed that the next issue will be right after this, but maybe not. But yeah, like that seems like it's been less of a focus lately. But didn't like the last one take place
on
in
Halloween,
December or something?
No, it was Thanksgiving time. Part of it was in Thanksgiving, right?
The last issue.
Who could say?
Was it
It's impossible to know.
Thanksgiving when they found out that there was, anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we could look at it and see if it's been kind of orchestrated to end in the month of December or whatever, or January.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still loving it. It's doesn't quite have the shine that it did at the very beginning, but especially I think a lot of that is just the byproduct of feeling like it's ending and the creators have moved on, which doesn't necessarily give the readership a great sense of enthusiasm for the product.
Almost like the creators have moved on. I mean, it's hard to have something that has to culminate at a certain time, because everybody's story is going to maybe be 20 issues or 27 issues. And at some point you're going to have to stretch or compress things. Right. And this one doesn't, this series has never felt like that to me.
Yeah.
Ultimates has had issues where I was like, okay, that something's off about the series pacing on this one for me.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of Chiquetto's art on this? I feel like his art has changed a lot from the first issue to this issue.
Well, what was interesting about this issue is that it is 2 artists.
That's probably why I thought his art had changed a lot, because it wasn't his art.
Yeah. Okay. I was like 2 pages in and I looked at the front and I was like, oh, it says Chiquetto. Okay, cool. And then I got like 6 more pages in and I was like, that's not Chiquetto. And I looked, I was like, oh, it also says Messina, who is an artist who's been doing stuff. So I do think that like as they're getting down to the end of it, they're probably just like doing alternate scenes and stuff.
Okay. All right. No complaints with it. It just stood out to me as that doesn't look like the guy that started.
No, even the stuff that is Chiquetto in here is not the same like super detailed flowing hair lines and like the kind of gorgeous stuff that he was doing. It is quicker, but also that's Marvel Comics, so
it's good fight scenes.
Good fight scenes in this. I'm excited to see how it ends. I give penultimate Spider-Man.
Oh man, did you just come up with that?
I give penultimate. I mean, you don't even have to say the number because it's penultimate Spider-Man, because we all know 24 is the end, so that just tells you. Oh, Jeff. Penultimate Spider-Man 23. I give an 8.5.
Nice. I'm right there, right there with an 8.5, along with you, lockstep and barrel.
Smoking barrels.
Lockstep and smoking barrel, and it rolled up in my sleeve.
Yes, exactly. You little smoker, you.
Call it a Marlboro.
Half a pack of Marbs in my left shoulder. Django, you want to touch base with some people about some stuff, right?
I just wanted to ask you a thing about Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, get in there.
Ninja Turtles 13. This is by Gene Luen Yang, Freddie Williams II, Freddie E. Williams II, and Andrew Dalhouse. I haven't read it yet.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about Jason Aaron not being on this? And how do you feel about Gene Yang being on it?
Well, I like Gene Luen Yang, so I'm excited for him to be writing that. I have fallen off of it like 5 issues ago or so.
Okay.
So I
I'm
haven't been
current.
reading it for a while.
This is probably the first time in history that I'm ahead of you on a Ninja Turtles book.
I wouldn't say ahead because there's the implication that I'm going to go somewhere, and I think I'm pretty happy.
So I've already won.
You've already finished the race. How is it? How is it?
It's pretty good. It was a little plot heavy, I think, at some point, but I really liked the way they got where they got. And
All that fanfare for Jason Aaron to write 12 issues.
Yeah, 12 issues is a pretty good run for a big creator on a lot of things right now. Like, this is the first time Hickman's done 24 issues in a while, right?
I mean, he did that much with X-Men. What did he do between X-Men and that?
A lot of
Decorum,
6 and 8 issue
yeah,
series.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I saw that it wasn't him writing it, and my initial reaction was, okay, this is a good place to stop. But then I was like, wait, I've loved every single Gene Luen Yang book I've ever read.
Right.
So I don't think I'm going to drop off. I'm going to give it a few issues.
Yeah.
I'm not really a Turtles head, but I like Gene's writing quite a bit.
Yeah. And Freddie E. Williams II has done a lot of turtle art in the past, and it's of its own style, but I do kind of like it. Like, nobody else really looks like him. It's almost got like a digital vibe to it, but that's just like in the coloring.
Yeah, I like his style, and he was doing a few of the issues recently, I think, or somebody who was kind of doing similar art to him. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Like, we love Jason Aaron, and
yeah,
I'm looking forward to checking out this Gene Luen Yang book.
What is Jason Aaron doing? Where is he going?
It's a good question. That's a good question. Listen, if you my voice just cracked. If you want to get in touch with us like William Elmer did at the beginning of this episode, you can send an email to Jeff at thecomicsplace.com. It's right there on your screen. If you're listening to this with just your ears. Totally valid way to listen to it.
Totally valid. You are missing Django and I's eyes.
The dead eyes.
And the
two
covers.
Men in the throes of Christmas.
In the throes of Christmas. Dude, store update for everybody. Store's doing pretty well. Dang, that new location rocks at Christmas time. It is
super fun in there.
It is popping off. I left yesterday and I was just like, that is a store that people are excited to be in.
Yeah.
And go to, which is cool.
It's super busy, and I feel like we haven't really had a day where it felt too busy. And this number of people in the old store would have been a real shoulder to shoulder affair, if you know what I mean.
You're right. Yeah. Yesterday, transported to the old store wouldn't have been tenable. Yeah.
So anyway, Jeff at thecomicsplace.com. And we'll read it out loud, or we'll play it out loud, which is way better than that thing where Jeff read the spam email earlier.
Like, you liked it. That was good quality bit. 35 seconds audio right there.
But let's encourage people to, not let it happen again. It's in your hands, listeners.
Yeah. So we're gonna be gone for a couple of weeks. That gives you extra time to get content into us. Hashtag content. We're nothing if we're not little grubby content farmers. So help us with that pursuit. We're doing this pretty late tonight, Django. Wow, 10:30 on the Richter scale. No wonder most of our listeners are asleep.
Yeah.
But we couldn't go gently into this dark night of the holiday season and the turning of the year without dropping in to say it's been a pleasure hanging out with all of you for the last year. Django, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Pleasure,
Thanks
Jeffrey.
for continuing to serve up hot heaping piles of comic book news and content and
HHPs, if you will.
HTTPs, yes. And I hardly even know her. So good times. 2026. To 2026 being as hot and fiery as 2025, just in the comic world. A lot of other stuff sucked, but 2025 for comics was
pretty good.
One of the better years for comics in the last run of years. For me, it goes back, back to like 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be gone next week.
Yep.
We'll be gone the week after.
After that, yep.
And if I had to guess, we're going to be gone the week after that.
Whoa.
So we no podcast the 21st, 28th, or the 4th. And,
why not the 4th?
Because
New Year's.
Like, okay, we take time off.
We do
from this podcast.
Hard to do. Yeah.
And we earn it. I think we deserve it.
Yeah, we put that money in the banana stand.
Yeah, we're terrible at putting this thing out on time in any regard, really. Like there's a long, squishy area that we put it out. But I think we deserve to also have a break when we're not taking a break because we're frantic. It'll be the 4th will be like a vacation instead of skipping it because
You're right.
we're running around with chickens whose heads we've cut off.
So we'll be back in a couple, several weeks, 3-ish weeks. 4 weeks.
You'll see us.
You'll see it. You'll hear it. It's gonna be fine. If you get scared, you have to take care of your mom now, son. All right. You're the man of the house. All right. We have to get some cigarettes.
Every time she stubs her toe, he's gonna take it so hard.
Yeah. Well, listen. All right. I had to buy a gun. Paws left me, and I had to buy guns. My paws. But yeah, we'll be back. You'll see us. If you get real lonely, come down to the comic shop. Come down to the Comics Place HQ.
Yeah.
We're there. We're hanging out.
We're square.
Well, Django's a square. And yeah, we'll see you all next month. That's the way to say it. We'll see you all in January.
January it is.
Genre it is. Hey, Django.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow, man. Pretty good. Pretty good. Still got to figure out those faders.
Oh, they did not like that one.
They didn't like that one. No, they sure did not.
That was a real bummer.
I do love that the audio soundboard's getting a lot of use in the intros and outros.